The NBA regular season is over. It's NBA play-in tournament time. The Brooklyn Nets take on the Cleveland Cavaliers Tuesday night at the Barclays Center. And joining us to talk some Brooklyn basketball is SNY Nets insider Ian Begley. Yo, Ian, Brooklyn faced Cleveland in a win at the Barclays Center last Friday. Is there anything we can take from that game that should be a key for the Nets when they battle the Cavs again on Tuesday night?
I think one thing you're looking at, Brandon, is Darius Garland and how he was pretty much able to get to where he wants through long stretches of that game. And I think with the Nets, perimeter defense, rebounding, has been something that's been a challenge for them at times this year. And Garland presents a big challenge for them in this format. So how do you bother Darius Garland? How do you get in his way? And the other thing to me is, Andre Drummond had a really big game, that Nets win. Does Jared Allen come back for this Cleveland team? Is he available? I'd be surprised if he didn't play. But if he does play, that changes things for Cleveland. Maybe that changes how impactful Drummond can be. But the bottom line is here, Kevin Durant was dominant that night, that Friday night. If he plays like that again, I can't see the Nets losing this game.
Okay, you're talking about Jared Allen's availability. Everyone's been talking about Ben Simmons' availability. There are rumors going on that we could possibly see him in a Brooklyn uniform as early as the first round of the playoffs. So what are you hearing about Ben Simmons' return to the court?
Yeah, I spoke to someone before those reports, and they said, listen, hey, as long as Ben is on the floor day in and day out, that's a very good sign for him and for the Nets, because that means there's been no setback, that he's continuing to make progress. The big sign here for the Nets is, when is Ben Simmons going to be cleared for contact? When is he going to start scrimmaging? Can they even put together a scenario where he scrimmages 5-on-5? I would assume that that's something that needs to take place before he gets cleared to play. So those are the next hurdles. But, the person I spoke to said, as long as you're seeing him on the court day in and day out, which we saw him on the practice court earlier Monday, there should be optimism for him coming back sometime in the first round.
You said Ben Simmons has faced hurdles. This Nets team has faced hurdles throughout the season. I mean, they had championship aspirations and expectations at the start. But, of course, we got to worry about the play-in. But if they beat Cleveland, do you think this Nets team has what it takes to win the NBA title?
I mean, listen, as long as you have a healthy Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, you're going to be a tough out in a 7-game series. I don't care who else is on the court. I don't care who you're matched up against. But we've seen during this regular season, I go back to that Milwaukee game in Brooklyn earlier in the regular season. Milwaukee defended Brooklyn really well. They're great length. So, if you match up with a team that has really good length, can switch on defense, and can really bother non-Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving players on the Nets, they're going to run into trouble. But I'm not counting them out as long as number 7 and number 11 are healthy.
Anything can happen in the playoffs. Thanks, Ian.